Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nik and I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today I'm talking about the WNBA games for Monday, June 10th. There was only one game on today, and that was the Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun. It was a very entertaining game, I have to say, but not so much for Fever. They were struggling. So immediately I want to point out they started talking about this game. It was all about Clark and not even the home team. Home team got a little bit of love, but it was mostly just talking about Clark. A lot of skewed media coverage about her and how great she is. But they did point out that Stephanie White for the Sun was the coach of the month for May. Highly deserved because they went 9-0. Pretty amazing. Right now, before this game, they're 9-1. It was a sold-out crowd. It was pretty loud in there for Fever. They had a pretty sizable contingent of people in there rooting for the Fever, and mostly because of Clark, let's be real. But the Sun fans were much louder, luckily. Fun fact about this game, for the Sun, assistant coach Austin Kelly is married to the Indiana Fever coach Karima Christmas Kelly, so that's kind of funny that the two assistant coaches from the opposing teams are married. They actually recently had a baby. I don't know how they're doing this on the road in different states, but they're making it work. Also, another fun fact is Dejanay Carrington from the Sun and Nalissa Smith from the Fever are a couple. They're dating. They've been together since they went to Baylor, so they've been together for a few years. Everyone already knows that Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner are together. That's a known couple, but some people don't know about Dejanay and Nalissa. Most people don't know about Austin and Karima. Most people don't know, which is kind of crazy. So with this game, let's get into it. The Connecticut Sun were playing exceptionally well in the first quarter. Clark seems to only make points off of screens, and I guess that's good, but that seems to be pretty much her one skill in terms of making points. She's a little bit one-dimensional. She does pass the ball really well. I will point that out. She's a great passer, and I really think that she needs to focus on that because it seems like she can only get points when she is off of a screen. At the end of the first quarter, it was 15-26. So starting off really strong for the Sun. They've beat Fever 2 times already, so I wasn't expecting them to Fever to win this game anyway. So starting off really strong. Again, the analysts for this game, who are the home team analysts, we're talking a lot of positive coverage about Clark, not really talking about the negative coverage that happens or her fans stands, but just really going over just all the positives. Not talking about the fact that the Fever are struggling, that they're 3-9, that Clark has a tendency to turn over the ball a lot. None of that. No. They did point out, though, that she does play better when she comes off of screens, when she's coming off the ball and she's going through screens. She's way more successful, which I would agree with. I would say her logo threes are not always going to work in the W, and there's just too much good defense for that. It's not going to, this isn't college. And when she drives to the basket, she is almost always blocked. So girl needs to develop something else because all she's got are these logo threes and these screens off balls. I'm like, what else can you do? Because other than that, it's pretty standard basketball and not very dynamic at all. And also, oh my God, Dejanay Carrington and Caitlin Clark were going at it the entire game. But I would say Dejanay had a better success rate against her, and even her field goal percentage was way better than Clark's, and she had a positive on the plus minus. Even though at one point they had the same amount of points, if you looked at the stats, Dejanay was playing a lot better. Clark ends up getting her third foul with less than a minute to go in the second quarter. At that point, I was like, ooh, girl is in trouble. She cannot handle the defense of the Sun, and it's not going to work. And then literally, there's seconds left in the second quarter, and Dejanay steals the ball from Clark and runs down the court and scores at the buzzer. It doesn't look like it counts. It looks like it's off her fingertips. They review it, and it counts. Oh, I was like, they're getting their ass beat. At halftime, it was 35-53. Okay. Sun were in definite control, but it's a game of runs. Things can change during halftime. People come out of the game and they're a little bit more focused and they make less mistakes. We'll see. But during the halftime break on League Pass, there was mostly like Fever and Clark content, which I think is incredibly exhausting because we're kind of being pushed the positives about her and her coming into the league, and it's just like not even justifiable. If they were winning games, it could be justifiable, but they're like second to last in the league. So it's like, why are you keep pushing this positive content? And most people who are real WNBA fans don't care about one person. We care about several people or several teams, and it's just like fever, fever, Clark, 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 fever, fever, and it's just like, bruh, chill, 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 chill. Then in the beginning, I think the beginning of the third quarter, Clark gets her fourth foul. Oh my gosh! So she has to sit for the remainder of the third quarter. Brina Jones, though, for the Sun, was playing fantastic. She's a really good passer. I didn't know that about her. She's obviously a good defender, post player, shooter, but she's an amazing passer. She has some great passes during the game. And then for the third quarter, mostly the bench for the Sun were playing. They were able to sit most of their starters because they were just winning by so much. They did. Indian Fever, they did bring in Lexi Hall, came into the game, and she made a really big defensive difference, and she needs to be on the floor more. Her and Grace Berger, they don't get enough time on the floor, and they're actually very positive changes. When they get on the floor, things change for the better for the team, but they don't get enough minutes. They got a lot of minutes in this game, though. At the end of the third quarter, it was 56-80. Oh my God. I do want to point out, though, during the breaks for League Pass, they did show a lot of the NBA history, like film, featurette kind of things. I really like that because it educates the new fans, and it also reminds us old heads about how amazing the W has always been. Love to see that. Love to also see that they finally put Celeste Taylor on the floor for the Indiana. Finally got her some minutes. They also put Victoria Saxton on the floor. Awesome. Finally get her some minutes as well. And then for the Sun, they were able to sign Veronica Burton a couple of days ago, and she also got some minutes in this game. To note, Clark didn't play any minutes in the fourth quarter. They sat her ass down because she was not playing well. They did talk about briefly the fact that Caitlin Clark didn't get on the Olympic team, and I thought it was funny because they talked about how Christy Sides said that Clark sent her a text saying they woken up a monster after she didn't get named to the team, and I'm like, woken what monster? Girl, she played terrible this game. So whatever monster she's talking about is very dormant. It's sleeping. But whatever. The analyst kept trying to hype up Clark's accomplishments, even though, talking about her high scoring ability. But I'm like, she's incredibly low efficiency. Like, okay, yeah, she scores a lot of points, but she has to be on the floor for like 40 minutes to get those points. So make it make sense, y'all. But hype it up, whatever. It's good for the new fans, I guess, who... I don't know if Indiana keeps losing like they are. Are they going to still be new fans? Are they going to stick around for the league? Are we focusing on the right demographic? I don't know. I don't think we are, but whatever. The final for this game was 72-89. The Sun are 10-1, and the Fever are 3-10. Terrible team. But, on bright side, Aaliyah Boston played really well this game. She had 14 points, 12 rebounds, double-double, even 5 assists for her. Lexi Hull had 10 points. Kelsey Mitchell only had 9 points, kind of a low game for her. Clark had 10 points, 2 assists, and 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls. She didn't play very much. I think she played like 20 minutes, and rightfully so. She was a liability. She kept turning over the ball. Yeah, so they took her out of the game. Erica Wheeler had 9 points, surprising as well. For the Sun, though, DeWanna Potter had 17 points. Alyssa Thomas had a low-scoring game, 7 points, 7 assists, but she had 2 steals and 18 rebounds. 18 rebounds. She did have 6 turnovers, kind of high on the turnovers, but damn, 18 rebounds. You know what they say. Offense sells tickets, rebounding wins games, and defense wins games, and rebounding wins championships. So put that on note. Brianna Jones played really well. She had 11 points. Dejanay Harrington played exceptionally well. She had 22 points and 6 rebounds. Tyasha Harris had 11 points, and Tiffany Mitchell had 10 points. So just a well-rounded performance from the Sun. Obviously, they're a little bit older and they're veterans, and the veterans play better than younger people. It's just a fact in the W. And this is the third win against the Fever. Sun played exceptionally well. The Fever played not amazing, but the bench played pretty good, I would say, for them in this encounter. But yeah, great game for the Sun. Looking forward to more from them the rest of the season. If you enjoyed this kind of coverage, please like, share, and subscribe. I do not have my comment section on because I don't care what people think about me. So I will see y'all in the next one.